What's up, guys? Hope you guys are having a fantastic day. So today I'm actually walking over to Cody's house and we're gonna film a little video for you guys about eating healthy. What's up, brother?
What's up, man?
How's it going?
It's going good.
All right,
Welcome
man.
to my casa.
Let's go.
Everybody, me and Austin just got back from the store. Picked up some things that I think are going to be beneficial to a lot of people. This is mainly focused on the vertical diet. Talked about this quite a bit with Austin beforehand, and you know, he's pretty curious about it. I've been doing it for almost a year now, and luckily I stumbled over it thanks to Stan Efferdine, strongest bodybuilder in the world. So what we're going to do is talk about kind of the basics of this food. We're not going to go too far in depth, just kind of touch a little bit of why I chose this food, why I chose this diet, helping me in the weight room, sleep, school, everyday life. So let's get to it.
All right, so right here we got some like bananas. Just make sure you guys get your fruits in, at least 2 to 3 servings a day. Got like eggplant, sweet potatoes, and then we got some peppers, and then carrots.
So besides just a little bit of fiber you're gonna get with the carrots, beta carotene super important here. So I eat baby carrots almost with every meal, just a couple of carrots, so maybe a handful. As far as the peppers go, vitamin C is huge here, along with fiber. So I like to dice that up, which we're gonna show you soon with the rice. Potatoes are a huge staple in my diet. Sweet potato, regular potato, the red potato, white potato, Yukon, any potato, good starch. Potassium is huge in that. The eggplant, I'm just messing around. I'm gonna try something with it. I don't know if it'll work, but that's for all my bit emoji people out there that like to throw that eggplant in my face, man. That's disturbing. But yeah, like Austin was saying about fruit, berries, orange juice is another key staple here. We haven't got the spinach out just because it's frozen, and that's a little tip I'll share with you guys as well. But orange juice, blueberries, raspberries, apples, and bananas are pretty good kind of fruits to go off of. You can find those everywhere, so that's good. I mean, heck, you could go into a really run-down gas station with the worst bathroom ever and find an apple and banana. Almonds are a great snack, and these lightly salted rice cakes. So when I first started this, kind of get rid of the wheat bread, the whole grain bread, the white of course, and the pastas and the pizza dough and all that. So I was like hit in the face with that. So I was kind of like found myself looking through my cabinets looking for like a snack to chew on. And I found that the rice cakes equipped with that peanut butter there and some cinnamon or just a little bit of honey. Super good, kind of holds off that sweet tooth. And then eggs are super important as well. Obviously, I think everybody should be eating eggs. As far as protein goes, I like to stick with ground sirloin. I don't go too lean, about 90-10, maybe 85-15, depending if I'm gonna make hamburgers or not. And then bacon. So I don't get crazy with the bacon. I buy a pound at a time, and I probably go through a pound in about 8 days, 7 to 8 days. Ground bison here. This is actually Austin's. He bought this.
Yeah, ground bison's really good. It's just really lean. So if you guys eat this, make sure that you guys are gonna get like your fats in, because you don't want to just have this and to get super lean meats, because then you're missing out on your fats. Almonds, your nuts, you know, you have your peanut butter, stuff like that. Pretty much any fat, olive oil is good too.
Yeah, for sure. And excuse my dog barking. He barks at anything. So if you follow this diet, you're gonna be cooking a lot with butter. So it's good to get a quality butter, okay? So don't cheap out and get this. It's my girlfriend's to bake with, which is understandable. But so I just do the grass-fed butter, and I will put some in the rice. I'll put some in my pan to cook my meat with, my eggs. It's not gonna be super cheap, but it's one of those things that you don't really want to go the cheap route on because you're gonna be using it so much. So one of the most important things, and if not the most important thing for me, was the broth and the stock, chicken broth, bone broth, chicken stock, whatever you want to call it. This literally took my training level from probably average to above average, and my recovery time was literally cut in half because I implemented this into my diet. And this is also a huge staple point in the vertical diet is bone broth and chicken broth. So before all this, I was having problems kind of using the restroom regularly, and I mean it's pretty personal, but it's true. Like if you're not digesting food fast enough, you get sluggish, you feel slowed down, and so yeah, I gave this a shot. I wasn't hooked on it, but I learned to like it, and I realized very quickly that this was gonna make a huge impact on how I digest foods, how I recover. I can actually eat more now and healthier foods now because I'm digesting foods so much more efficiently with this in there. So that's really important. If you guys take anything away from this, it's, you know, implement chicken broth and chicken stock into whether you're making it with your soups, your rice, your meat, or just drinking it like I do. Huge thing there. It's packed full of sodium, which electrolytes are important to us as well if we're sweating a lot in the gym. You know, skip the Gatorade and all the sugar. Yeah, skip all that crap and just go with the natural stuff. It'll definitely make a difference. So let's go over here to my rice cooker, and all I did was take about 2 cups of rice, throw it in there. Kind of eyeball it, but if you guys want to get out and measure it, that's about a cup of broth. And then you're gonna put a cup of water. Don't pour everything in at once. You're gonna take butter, stick it in there, just like the peppers I was talking about. It keeps the rice a little bit more fresh for me, and I like the taste better. So it's a sweet red bell pepper, if you guys are wondering. It adds a little bit of crunch and a little bit of sweetness to the rice, and it's really good with beef. So I just give that a little stir, sprinkle some salt in there, pepper. Good. And then I click that thing on to cook. Then we move over to the beef. And I do this all kind of at the same time because if you time it right, it gets done right around the same time. Really, the only time I use oil is when I'm cooking meat, and I just put a little bit in there so the butter doesn't burn. Okay, so barely any oil. And then I go with butter here. Okay. So that's gonna get real nice for us. So after the butter's melted, I throw this beef down and I just ground it even more with my wooden spatula.
There you go.
So yeah, just throw that in there. Grab my wooden cleaver, break it all up. So after I get it broken up, I'll put a little bit of chicken broth on it. Salt and pepper for sure, and then if I'm feeling fancy, towards the end, I'll put maybe some onion powder or a little bit of garlic powder in there. The key component would be the broth and the salt. That's gonna bring out the taste the most. I don't know if I like cooking the ground beef like this or making them into hamburger patties and grilling them. Grilling kind of takes a while and you have to have nice weather, and we're from Kansas, so that's like never.
Yeah, you never know.
Never know. I've kind of changed the diet and altered it a little bit to fit my schedule as a college student and a coach. That's kind of why I stick with this. It's a little bit simpler. I get about 5 meals out of this, and each Tupperware, if I fill it to the top, half beef, half rice, roughly, it's about 600 calories. So not bad, especially if you're on the go. You can get a quick little boost. So I had over 2 pounds of meat, a steak, baby carrots, 2 eggplants, 2 red bell peppers, the 2 orange juice, chicken broth, chicken bone broth, and butter. I think that's about it on my receipt. It was about $52. Throw in milk. Let's say I throw in berries. You know, you're looking at about 60 bucks a week. You spend less when you buy Whole Foods like this. Not only are they packed full of nutrients, I find myself saving money actually.
Oh yeah, if you think about it, man, like how many times that you eat out, it's literally crazy if you add it up. Like you're saving way more money just by eating healthy. Plus it's better for you.
Important thing about the rice cooker is you don't want to lift this lid up, because the way this works is steam cooks the rice, okay? It makes it all fluffy and stuff. You lift the lid up, it's just gonna get hard. It won't cook all the way through. It'll be really aggravating. So leave the lid on as long as possible. And actually this one here, when it's done, it'll flip up. Okay, so it'll go like that to warm, and it'll be good to go. Sometimes it needs a little bit longer. So that's why I have a little bit more water, and you just barely put a little bit water on the rice, put the lid back on, and you'll be good to go. So the beef is done. Looks done to me. Hopefully it looks done to you guys. So what we're gonna do is run over here. We drain it just a little bit. We let it set for a minute. Pan can go back on the stove for time being, because we have some rice to attend. So let's go ahead and get this mixed up. So take the lid off. Come over here, and what I like to do is press the rice up against one side. So let's say the rice is the yin and the beef is the yang. Okay, we're gonna throw that. It makes it a lot easier to mix. Beef goes in. I let the beef sit for 2 minutes at most, sometimes longer depending on if the rice is done or needs more time. After I get done mixing this, we'll put the lid back on and we let it set for just a little bit, cool off. And then you chow down, and then I'll show you guys how I break it up for the week. Okay, so key point here, and I think Austin learned the hard way, and I have too. So I used to get spinach all the time. I even grew it last summer, and I found myself throwing out spinach towards the end of its life, right? Because it seemed like you could never go through spinach quick enough. So I threw it in the freezer. Anytime I cooked with it or made a salad, I always grabbed it out of the freezer. And then I watched a video one day. It was one of Stan's video. Super intelligent. Go check him out for sure. He has a lot of key points about this diet in general. He decided to make a spinach orange juice smoothie. And I was like, holy crap, that's gonna taste awful. But I did it, and I drink one every day now. So I take about 2 of whatever cup sizes of spinach I'm using. I put it in there. And as far as the orange juice goes, I always go to this first line, which is 1 cup of orange juice. And you're probably thinking, Cody, why aren't you using the shiny red blender behind there? Why are you using this old crappy one? Well, actually, this one works way better with this type of stuff than that one does. Who would have thought? So yeah, we're gonna blend this up, and then you guys will see what I'm talking about. Like, this was what I would drink. I would probably drink this whole thing, but since I got a, I'm such a good hostess, Austin's here, I'm gonna give him some. This is his first official frozen spinach.
Cody's like, yeah, man, try this out. Have spinach and orange juice. And I was like, okay, bet. I'll just get spinach out. And I got it from the fridge, put it in. But I didn't realize that you had to actually freeze the spinach. That's what Cody didn't tell me. This is gonna be my first official
It makes
smoothie.
a ginormous difference. So I don't like making things go to waste. So what I do is I get cold water. I just do a little bit. I rinse it all out, and then I'll put the water actually in the spinach, and it kind of cuts it a certain way, and it doesn't affect the taste at all. You have enough orange juice in there and fructose that it's not going to be a problem. So cheers.
Yeah, that's way better. Way better.
Yeah, after a workout, before a workout in the morning, man, it's a great way to start the day, because a lot of people struggle with getting
spinach. And that's the thing about anything you guys do. You just take a smoothie. You can make smoothies out of anything. 2 ingredients.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's a good way to get your spinach in.
So you throw some blueberries in there, it tastes about the same, and that's another way to get some good nutrients in there. So this is what is claimed to be monster mash. You could just call it rice and beef if you want. So I like to put my Tupperware that I'm going to use on a scale and then turn it on because it zeroes it out. Makes things easier. I like to fill these up kind of even, and like I said, if I get around the 10 ounces, it's about 600 calories. So I fill them up. You know, it's just trial and error. That's about 10 and a half. Takes them out. My sister bought these on Amazon for me for my birthday. Shout out to Lauren.
Good portion sizes, pretty even. And these are really healthy. I mean, it's not, you don't have to go out to eat. You're gonna save a lot of money doing this.
What I was saying was, I only have 4 of these bigger ones. So what I like to do is cook the rice and beef, whatever you want to call it, Sunday night, and then I eat whatever doesn't go into my containers as a meal. And again, since I'm such a great hostess, we're gonna cut this in half, and Austin's gonna get a little bit, and I'm gonna get a little bit. Okay, so taste test number 1, action. Okay, real quick, beautiful bowls made by Kelsey Gregg Pottery.
Hey, there you go.
It is what it is, right?
Yep.
Simple, couple ingredients. You're not gonna get a 5-star review on this. It serves its purpose. We're trying to get calories here. One thing that always helps is a little bit more salt. So if you don't like the taste, it's too bland, just put a little bit more salt on there and it'll bring out the flavors even more. So now we're gonna move on to potatoes. And like I said, huge staple point in my diet. So I was talking about this Tupperware earlier. The brand is Fido Fresh. Can we leave a link?
Yeah, we can
Never said that in my life. We're gonna leave a link in the description below. All right, so that's what we're gonna do. But the potatoes fit in there pretty well. So a couple of ways I like to dress these up. You guys can see vinegar and ketchup. So I live in a house with 2 other people that eat ketchup. So there's no escaping ketchup. So I try not to do it, but sometimes I do a little strip. That's about it. Like literally, I do not like eating that much ketchup, so it is that much. And you don't even have to do that. You could eat it plain. I ate it plain this morning, okay? Another thing I like to do, I like salt and vinegar chips, okay? So take a little bit of vinegar, and this is not very efficient, right? I could pour a lot of vinegar on there, which would suck. So I'm gonna try very slowly to just get a little bit of vinegar on the potato. Okay, that's good enough. That's a lot. Okay, and then you salt it just a little bit more. Just like a potato chip, okay? Trust me, it tastes great. It really does. And like I said, if you could do that and not be upset with the taste, you're dodging a lot of sugars, a lot of corn syrup, and a lot of other stuff with ketchup. So if you find anything out there that goes good with potatoes sauce-wise, let us know, because our Walmart here in El Dorado, Kansas, doesn't really have a whole lot. All right, so that brings us to the end of this video. Let us know what you think in the comment below, as long as it's positive. If you guys have any ideas or any questions, again, comment section, let us know. We will leave a link in the description below about some of the things we used today to cook. And of course, the vertical diet, the main focus of my diet and a diet that Austin's trying out right now. Huge. So let us know, and thanks for joining us.
Thank you guys so much for watching. Please make sure that you leave a like, subscribe, and I will see you in the next video.